Guys, 22 signs she wants to marry you. You know, in the event that she hasn't already come out with it or dropped little hints on you to marry her, like, when we get married, we can do this and that, and this'll. Here are a number of signs you better pay close attention to. You don't want to lose a good thing when it comes knocking at your dating door. Such as, number 1, if she starts talking about your future together, sure enough, that's one sign she's looking to marry you. Number 2, if you hear her talking about all her friends getting married and having kids, and she's still lagging behind them, then yeah, you probably don't see my head nodding. That's a sign she wants to get married. When you hear her talk about her friends getting married, you guys attend weddings because you were invited, and she sees all this, yeah. Number 3, if she voluntarily does those things for you that anyone would do for someone they love, cooking, feeding you, picking up after you in small, caring ways, taking care of you in other ways you find kind and loving and thoughtful, then you can bet those are signs that she wants to get close to you as a wife and not just your girlfriend. Number 4, if she wants to meet or do things with your friends and your family in sort of a wife role or capacity, yeah, that's a good sign she wants to marry you. Number 5, she doesn't even hesitate when you ask her if she'd like to go steady or even get married one day. That's a very good sign. Oh, yeah, I'd love to see more of you. Yeah. Number 6, she's willing to move where you want or support you in the career of your choice, even if you need to spend longer hours away from her. She's that supportive. But she wants to do that as your wife one day. And I've actually seen women who, the guys told me, gosh, I'm dating this gal. She's like really supportive. I tell her I have to kind of work long hours or I got to do this or that. And she's like, hey, no problem. Go do your thing. And when you're done, call me up and let's go out for, do something. And I'm like, wow, that gal's really supportive of you. Wow, pretty cool. Good for you, guy. Number 7, she's openly willing to be the kind of person you can confide in when something cool, funny, good, weird, bad, or scary happens. As she might say, honey, you can tell me anything. What you tell me is our secret. I'm all ears, and I'm all yours. Tell me. And then the guy goes and kind of tells her, well, I got fired today. Oh, no. Well, what are you going to do? Well, I'm thinking I'm going to... Well, listen. Well, let me... And then she proceeds to kind of like calm his nerves and make him feel good in that time that he's not feeling so great. That's the kind of woman that wants to be married and be a wife. Number 8, you hear her talk about her friends complaining about their significant others, and she just can't relate. She tells you you're everything that she's ever wanted in a boyfriend. A husband-to-be. Her friends are complaining about the guys that they're dating, but she can't relate. She doesn't have those kind of stories because you're so good to her, guy. Number 9, you find she's happily eager to be your biggest fan and supports you in anything you want to do and stands behind you all the way. All she wants is for you to include her either on the sidelines as a fan or in the actual game or activity or project that you're doing. She just wants to be with you. That's the sign of a woman who wants to marry you. Number 10, she has her own life outside of your relationship, which gives you the free time you need to spend time alone or with your buds. What's great is she encourages you to do so whenever you need it. And that's the sign of a good woman who wants to marry you. Number 11, similarly, she knows when you're busy and need to focus. So she's quick to wish you well and leave you alone. Okay, enjoy your work, honey. Come on, kids. Dad has to get his work done, so we can all go out to the beach later this weekend, or whatever you can imagine. But she knows when you need to work, and she lets you focus. She gives you that alone time. And then when you're ready, you call her, says, hey, I'm done. Hey, let's go to lunch. I'm hungry, or whatever. Number 12, just when you think you've misjudged her. She comes right back in pleasant ways that tell you that she's deeper and more self-reliant than you know. As she says something like, honey, I took care of what was bothering you, but I was so glad that you were able to, do this or that, or I was just glad to be there for you, but I took care of it. I mean, she's like thinking on your behalf without you saying a word. That's pretty cool. That's a woman who wants to marry you. Number 13, she continually comes forward to play positive, active role in your relationship to make it the best it can be. She knows it takes a team effort and is willing to put in her fair share of what's necessary to make the relationship work. The marriage. The potential marriage. Oh, wow, okay. Number 14, she doesn't wig out, generate tsunamis of drama, or react irrationally, but instead responds with a level head and remains open to having productive discussions when something major comes up. The reason is she doesn't want to scare you away with all that melodrama and all the other crap that comes with drama, tsunamis of irrationality, emotional wigging out. That drives men away, and she knows it, so she doesn't do it. Number 15, she knows how to make you feel good inside and outside of the bedroom. You've spent enough time together, and not only has she noticed, what gets your rocks off, but she makes an effort to please you in ways that blow your mind, and more every time you're together in this role. It's her way of saying, thank you, honey, for taking care of me in the way that you do when we make love. I want to return the same to you as much as I can. Now, what would you like? What can I get you? Oh, guys, that is a good woman. Ooh. Number 16, she actively brings new things to the table of your relationship that impress you. You're always learning something from her because she's resourceful, talented, smart, and knows things that you don't. She does what she can to help bring you both closer together and often. That's a sign right there that she wants to marry you. Number 17, she goes out of her way to make you into a better man than you already are. She wants you looking your best and to be the envy of every man in town. Wow, I hope I have a wife one day like he has. She's amazing to him. They look great as a couple. They must really be happy together. I bet she's really in his corner. Number 18, when she's not around, you miss her. You start to notice life just isn't the same. It's time to snatch that woman up, guy, and put a ring on her finger before somebody else does. Number 19, she talks about growing old with you, accepting your physical changes and future gray hairs, or no hair. She might even talk about caring for you when you're older. Don't think she won't find a greeting card one day that has that very message in it, giving you the hint. If you haven't taken the plunge yet with her, asking for her hand in marriage, then you'd better hurry, dude. She's a catch. Number 20, even though she totally doesn't need your protecting her or doing things for her, she still looks for an opportunity for you to come to her rescue and help her in ways husbands tend to their wives with love and honor. She welcomes your desire to be her knight in shining armor. Good stuff, guy. That's a woman who wants to marry you. Number 21, she's dedicated to you and shows you by not talking to many of her friends or male friends or certainly past boyfriends for long extended periods of time anymore. Those days are gone. Not that she's going to disconnect her life from her friends and family fully. It's just that she's showing you that you're her man and she wants to be with you more than she does with anyone else. And number 22, she has answered all the questions hopefully you've asked before you get married. And she answered every one of them to your loving joy and satisfaction. Oh, and with a great big smile on her face that means, are you going to ask me to marry you? I'm ready. Oh, guys, I tell you something. When you can find a woman that's in love with you and you can be in love with her, that's what marriage is. Think of marriage like taking somebody off the market, claiming them to be yours for life. You found someone that just brings you so much joy. You two are so into each other. Marriage is a bond between two people who are in love. And all the rest comes about. The finances, the money, the benefits, the tax savings, all that stuff is just the perks, the benefits that go with the union. But, and actually this comes to mind right now, they say, don't marry just for love, or, love isn't everything. Well, what are you going to do? You going to marry for money? You know how that works out. No. Marry for love. Marry because you love someone, you can't see your life without them, and you don't want to let them go. That's what marriage is to me. I don't know what it is to you, but, if I see someone and she's the one, I don't want to let her go. No way. Come here. Put a ring on that finger. Bam. Guys, 22 signs she wants to marry you. Good stuff. Pay attention and act on it. Do the right thing. Snag her to be yours before somebody else does.